Hello everybody, it's Patty here with Patty Stitches. Today is May the 11th, 2026, and this is episode 349. And on today's show, I have whips and hauls, so sit back and relax. Grab your beverage of choice. I'm doing soda water and pomegranate juice. Your craft of choice, and let's chat. So, how was everybody's week? Mine was good. I didn't do a lot of stitching. I've been playing Pocopia like crazy. I'm almost where I want to go through the credits and still keep building my Pocopia paradise. So it's fun. It's addictive. And yeah, I like rebuilding the monuments and the buildings that they have and adding new buildings and taking a farm. There is a spot where you can just do whatever you want to because there's nothing but hills and trees. So yeah, I'll have to wait and see how that all turns out, but I do like it a lot. It's been very fun, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I went knitting on Friday, had a great time with the girls. We go over to the library, spend an hour and a half. I did walk over to a garage sale that was right across the street, and I started not feeling well, so I went home. Sunday, Mother's Day, the littles brought me flowers. They came in with each had their own, the two that live here had a bouquet of flowers. Each of them did. So it was wonderful. And my son and his wife brought me a orchid. I usually kill the orchids between Mother's Days, but actually I now have 3. So I put them in the window in the kitchen. I don't know what I'm going to do with the third one because the window in the kitchen's not very big. And yeah, so I'm going to have to tweak it a little bit and figure out what I'm going to do. I do need to replant the other 2. I've got some orchid dirt that I guess they like, so I may do that this summer. The hubs has been going crazy with the front yard. We used to have a whole bunch of rhubarb plants right up against our house in a closed container area. They would come up before all the snow was gone. So I always had them seeding by the end of May, early June, and they've just propagated themselves and took up the whole space. So he's been digging them out. So I now have 1, which is fine because we hardly ever use the rhubarb as it is. So it just kind of goes crazy. So he planted a little garden in that reclaimed spot. He put a piece of tin in between, so hopefully the rhubarb won't spread its roots to up and into that new area. We'll just have to be really vigilant. He got a lilac bush and a lilac tree, so we planted those in the front yard. We picked up some tomato plants, and he put some potatoes. He put potatoes in that area as well, so it's kind of going to be very interesting. That part of the house gets the most sun for the longest period of time. So it's a really good space to hopefully grow. It's in the front of the house, so we're going to have this mini garden in the front of the house and a mini garden in the back of the house, so in the backyard. But that'll be okay. Yeah, my middle child helped me put, or I should say, he put a lounge chair for out back together for me. I started, and the oldest grandson was helping me a little bit, and then he kind of got bored with it. And it's that heavy plastic, that really thick, heavy plastic that's going to survive forever. And it was heavy. I asked him to stay because I was putting it together myself. And I asked him to wait and stay and take it out because it's 47 pounds. It was heavy. But he put it together, which I really do appreciate. He doesn't seem to mind. I was teasing him. He went from being a hand to being in a supervisor. So I said, oh, you're keeping your hands on the tools now. And he kind of, yeah, right. But he helped, and I truly appreciate that, and his wife for putting up with my craziness. Anything else? Really not. We've just been hanging out here and gardening. He's been gardening. It's been great. He's gone right now, so hopefully he won't come in while we're doing this. So if you hear noises, it might be him coming back, and I apologize. So I think that's all the blathering I have for this week. Shall we get on with the stitching? I think so. Okay. So this is Mira. No, not Mira. I'm sorry. This is Mania Monday with new starts. So my new start for last week was Let's Live by the Sea. And this is by Imaginating. And Ursula Michaels is the designer. And I'm using the kit Fabric and Floss. And let me tell you, I did not get far. This is on 14 count, I believe. Is this 14 count? Does it say? It says that fabric is by Charles Craft. Use 2-ply. 14 count. Okay. And all I did is I went to the middle and put in Beach House. That was all I did. And I started doing the back stitching and went, yeah. I didn't do too much, but because every single letter is back stitched. Everything in here. And this is mostly backstitch if you look at it. It is mostly backstitched. So I like it. I think it's really cool. I would even not put the words on the bottom and then just kind of sew it into a little pillow. If I ever did this, finished it. But I started it. I've had it for years, and I've always enjoyed looking at the pattern. So it may come out in new November, or it may never come back out again. But at least I started it. So if you're new with me, I like to do new November, and that is work on everything that I have started in that year. So yeah, there's going to be quite a few projects I can start in new November, and I'm really happy about that, or work on, I should say. Okay, this one is another one I have decided to stop working on for a while, and this one is my this is I'm sorry, not Fox and Rabbit. This is my Year in the Woods by Cottage Garden Samplings. I did not get a lot done on this, and every time I pick it up, I fight with it, and I've decided, no, I'm going to stop working on it. I've only got one done. This is the second one, and it's the Fox. And I'm stitching this on 36 count Prehistoric by Fox and Rabbit. So I have this big, beautiful piece. I'm not sure if I'll ever get back to it again. I was going to use it for just my Ys, but I will put ink circle in. It starts with a Y. Year creeps by. So it's going to be I's and Y's. But I worked on this house. So the inside, the brown, is what I did. So yeah, I really struggled a lot working on this, and I love it. I want the project. I like the animals. I'm just really not enjoying stitching it, and life is too short to work on stuff that you're not enjoying. So as you see, it is off its frame. I had left it on the frame all this time because I really thought I was going to come back to it and get it all done. What I might do is go through the ones that I really, really like and just do those. And I think that's part of it too, is I don't like every single one of them, but as a whole, I like them. So we'll see. I'm not going to get rid of it, but it's also probably not, it's not going to come out again this year. So I'll throw it over there to put it back in the not working out pile. Okay. Then I worked on, what is this? My WIPCO project for this month is a Quaker Halloween sampler by Cherished Stitches. And this is 36 count light mocha Edinburgh linen by Zweigart. And this is the second time it's been called. So once its 2 weeks are done, then I can just work on it whenever I want to. And since it's a sampler, because it's got letters, it can come up for sampler September. And then, of course, for Halloween. So I didn't do a whole lot on this one as well. I went back to the bottom instead of going back to the top. So I am working on this motif right here, I believe. No, is that the motif? Yeah, that motif right here is the one I'm working on right now. And I left it in the frame so I could do it again. I worked on all this inner stuff. So this is the page. Right here is the page. So when I work on it again, I'll have to move over and get another one. I haven't been filling in the alphabet with this yet, or any of the, because I've got to decide what alphabet I want to put in here. But, or not alphabet, but what initials I want to put in it. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. I'll probably put family in there again because it's fun. It is fun to put family in your initials. So, okie dokie. And then I worked on my Sal. So this is the Little Acorns Modern Folk Embroidery. I'm stitching this on a 36 count Winter Brew by R&R using 2 colors from Silks for You. And I did accomplish what I wanted to accomplish for the first 2 weeks, first 2 Fridays. So I did finish it, the first, and then the second one comes over here, which I'll start Friday. I did the back stitching on the bottom section, which I do like. I think it's very cute. There is back stitching up in here, but I don't think it needs it, so I'm not going to do it. So one of the birds, this whole bottom piece, and the back stitching is what I accomplished on Friday. And I worked a little bit on Saturday because I didn't do a whole lot on Friday. Going knitting with the girls and then coming home and doing stuff. Sometimes I don't get as much or don't feel like stitching as much, but I really want to keep up with this. So I'm very happy with how that turned out. I like the back stitching in it. I think the back stitching on this one did add quite a bit. So, and it wasn't tedious back stitching. It was pretty easy. So I was really happy with that. Okay. Later on in the week, one day I didn't do any stitching. And I was supposed to do a patriotic pincushion. So Saturday, I went ahead and picked up Patriotic Pincushion by Jeanette Douglas. And this is being stitched on a 32 count Dirty Linen by Witchelt. So is where that looks like. Super, super cute. I'm really happy. Yay! And, oh, oops, should have taken it out of the frame because I got quite a bit done on Saturday. I finished the rose, finished USA 200, and I finished the eagle. So I am so jazzed. So all I have to do is repeat this and this to this side. So this definitely should be able to get done this month. Because not this month, maybe next month. Yeah, in June. Except I have jury duty in June. So my stitching is going to go way down in June because I have jury duty. So we'll see if I get called or not. But that's where I'm at. Very happy with how this is turning out. And I'm just using the called for DMC. And this has been a fun freebie since I bought something at market. Okay. And lastly, here in my pile, I believe is lastly, yep, is Gamer. And that is by Medusa Dollmaker, charted by Gecko Rouge. And let me find her page here. This poor thing is getting so ripped up. But here she is. Here's Medusa Dollmaker's Gamer Nouveau. Yeah. And I am up in this section right here. I did do enough to advance another 700 stitches on my Threadwalker Saga. So I am still playing Threadwalker Saga and slowly going forward. So I just worked a little bit. I may have done 500 or 600 stitches, I think, this last week. So, and I just got to think that my husband's home, so we're almost done. So you hear him opening door, closing the door, that is definitely him. But I'm really happy with how much I'm getting done on this one. So that, my friends, is all the stitching that I did last week. I'm picking up my floss here. And purchases. So I did a big purchase from 123 Stitch. And this is going to be my New Year, New Start. And I am doing the Year of Celebrations by Hands On Design. So I received the pattern last week, and the week before I got the floss and the fabric. So I am using all the called for threads, which are Classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye Works, and Gast. So my plan is I want to do one every month and just finish it in the month that it is. So January, of course, I'll do January. Okay, and I will just show you the fabric, which is being stitched on, where is that? 32 count dirty linen by, is this another Witchelt or Zweigart? Zweigart. So dirty linen was Zweigart, not Witchelt. So anyway, I got a big piece, and I am doing them singly. I'm not gonna make it one whole thing. I'm just gonna do it single, move on, do single, and just keep doing it that way. So I'll have to see if I'm going to cut these and use a small Nerge frame around it. I might do that because they are, oops, let's see. What does this say? They're 50 by 50, so they're going to be pretty small, which I'm really looking forward to. Really looking forward to something small. So that is where I am going to be doing that. I'll bring these up a little bit closer. These are the Canadian add-ons that were asked by Canadians, of course. And I am an Alaskan, so not a Canadian. Close enough, though. We're pretty close. But there we are. Let me pull it in a little bit closer. You can see them all. And if you'd like to join me, I would love that. But yeah, New Year, New Start. Okay, so let's see here. On my acrostic, I ended up doing N, the New Start, E, embroidery for Modern Folk Embroidery, J for Jeanette Douglas, and Y for Year in the woods. So yeah, I can cross those off because I got that part done this last week. And we'll jump on and keep on plugging along with the acrostic and the new starts. And yeah, and my gamer weekends. I may switch gamer out at the end of May and go to my other big full coverage, which is Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Amy Stewart. So I may do that and keep going back and forth between the two big ones and add other ones in as I want to. But anyway, that is everything I needed to show you this week. I wanted to apologize for how last week's ended. I ran out of memory. And since it was right at the very end, I went, okay, that's it. That's good enough. So if you're new, thank you so much for coming in and checking me out. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back week after week. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you all stay safe, healthy, and happy. And I hope whatever you craft it to your heart's content. And I will see you next week. Bye, guys.